Because it's an international market and because they don't have jurisdiction over our shores, the decision by American social media companies in many parts of Africa is going to be to just simply pull out, because they're not going to be able to embark on due process as they would have if this was found in the US. International laws are going to make it very hard for them to effect the wrath of the law as they would if these people were to be found wanting in America. So their decision is just going to be to get out of corrupt Africa. They're going to break business deals with Africa. They're just going to get out. I told you, y'all are under severe judgment. They're just going to get out because it's just easier to get out as a company, because they're literally trying to mess with US interests. They're trying to mess with US interests by saying ya, and we're not going to have it. So we will basically outsource these services to either other countries that are not as corrupt, or bring it in-house to the US, back to the US. But certainly you who are working for YouTube, however based in South Africa, you are going to be out of a job very soon. Very soon. They're going to pull out because it's not going to be worth their while to fight a legal battle. They're just going to pull out. And I've been saying that over and over and over and over again. However, the ones that are sitting in the US though, Americans that are part of the syndicate that is operating with Africa, they are going to face the wrath of their law. They're the ones that are going to get carried out from their desks at work where they're at in handcuffs. They're the ones that are going to get blacklisted. They're the ones that are going to be interrogated by the FBI. They're the ones that are facing actual time in prisons for treason. Treason. Listen, treason. The crimes that they will have committed are treasonous because it is an information war, knowledge sharing, basically US strategy ignoring. It is a disregard of one own country's best interest. So these men and women, when they get found wanting, are going down for treason because social media is what is this? It's a national strategy for the betterment of the country that is America in total. And to be discovered as going against your country's best interests is treason. So those who are watching my content from the US with a vested interest in maintaining the syndicate in Africa, you are going to go to prison almost like you assassinated or attempted to assassinate your president. That's what you're facing. It is a betrayal of your country. The South Africans are going to get away with a lot less murder, but they certainly are going to have a hard time finding work again. But the Americans, jail time. And you tell me what time you spend. You tell me what time you tend to do in the US when you've been found wanting for treason. You tell me. I don't know. I don't even know what time people get in South Africa for treason. I'm not that legally studious, but that's what's going to happen. You are saboteurs at that level. Now let me help you understand what made me talk about this again. Yesterday, well, it's yesterday now. I go inside my iPhone. Y'all gonna have, no, not my iPhone, sorry. It wasn't my iPhone. Here's my iPhone over here. This here Android device where I edit on my CapCut app. I came to discover very uncomfortably so that I cannot use UCam makeup on my iPhone because I don't have enough memory. The phone is old, and even though I bought the application, it's not exporting. Not on time anyway. I'm bummed about that because I really like it. I'm bummed because I like their animation there. I'm bummed because I really wanted to basically throw a punch, an uppercut up the chin of ByteDance to say all I need is UCam perfect. But you see, unfortunately for me, I have a very old version of an iPhone. It's an iPhone 6 and it's too big. Like the memory, it just chows too much memory. It took like a good 20 minutes to export a 15-second video when I was busy experimenting on the unpaid plan. That's when I knew that it would not export an hour-long video. Once I move over to once I move over to UCam, once I move over to Pro. So I paid I bought the 7-day free trial. I'm not yet I am gonna unsubscribe. I have to. I wouldn't have wanted to though. If I had a proper iPhone, if I had like an iPhone 13 up, if I had a better iPhone than the one that I have, I would have been chuffed and stoked with the app. But I'm gonna unsubscribe for the reason that on my little iPhone 6s, UCam perfect, it doesn't work. So I can't apply the doll filter. I can't apply the animation filter. And some people might be like, yeah, I'm excited. Maybe because they knew that that's what was going to happen to me. So I'm all bereaved by that. Okay. And with my bereavement, I then tried to see what I can do to create my own animated doll without the expensive prices that you are just finding all over the show. The most reasonable was UCam Perfect because they give me one filter in the cartoon AI effect. They give me one filter in the cartoon AI effects that comes really close to Pixar level animation. And I was really, really stoked about that. I was excited about it. But, you know, I can't. TikTok awarded me that as well with the cartoon filter. But it was only on the face. You will remember that. I can't do that. So I told myself that, look, I'm going to create my own like lifelike, believable cartoon by using multiple apps. I also tried to use deface on my iPhone, but it only allows 10-minute exports at a time, and it's very frustrating for me, right? Because I tend to speak for hours on end, so I need something that's going to give me a seamless editing process so I can post daily. Like I said, I want to be able to post daily, okay? Right now, I'm busy, I'm scattered, I'm iterative because of feeling my way around. I'm trying to find a schedule a way to work, okay? Yeah, anyway, whatever. I tell myself I'm going to create my own doll by using the dolls of multiple softwares. I told myself that I was going to grab on CapCut one of the image filters, because I get they took my doll away, my cartoon. Use the CapCut image filter and then export it. And when you export one thing, it exports quickly, especially when your phone has got a whole bunch of space like my Android, right? And then once it's exported, I was going to put on top of it another filter of the big mouth lady with the big eyes to create a different kind of lady, and then export that. And that would also happen quickly. And then I would go and grab that exported version and put on top of it using Vidma, video editor, because it has a relatively decent, free cartoon filter. Then add a grain on top of it that is cartoonish, so as to give me a brand spanking new doll, right? That I would then use for my animation. So I would basically use 2 images from CapCut, but reduce the size of the head of the image of the doll that I used using the image filter on CapCut, and then add on top of it a grain of cartoon vibes. I tried to experiment with that experiment. Yeah, because it was an experiment of an experiment. I tried to experiment, and when I went inside CapCut, if I tell you that I have no access to all the image filters, and I have no access to all the roll filters. If you use the CapCut application, you will know what I'm talking about. On my Android device, that's the one where there's all the sabotage. On my iPhone, they are yet to ping to my, I spoke about that the other day. They're yet to ping to my IP address. Or maybe they can't access it on iOS because iOS is, it's got such hard knock security protocols. Like, you can't lose your iPhone and have somebody just use it. Like, even the most prolific of criminals struggle to break into an iPhone. That's why it's so useless to steal. So maybe that's the reason why on my iPhone they can't do what they want, but they're able to do what they want on my Android device. The other day I said that I was mistaken to say that they targeted me alone, uniquely, Gilly one, because I went into my mom's phone and downloaded CapCut on my mom's phone, and it indeed had none of the makeup filters, all that jazz. It was missing on there. And I therefore concluded that what this must mean is that this is happening to everybody. But I later came to learn today that no, it's not everybody. It can't be, because it makes no business sense for CapCut to do this to customers who are on Android on the Play Store. Therefore, while I was washing dishes in the kitchen, the Lord then told me how in the world it is that even on my mom's phone, the CapCut app that I downloaded there still does not catch onto the doll filter and also does not have all the makeup features. Why is it that that's happening? And the Lord was like, it's a geographical location. It's a tag. They made it a geographical issue such that anybody with an Android device in your location cannot access these features. So whatever phone you can find that is Android in the house where you stay, you are not going to be able to access these features. So essentially, I would have to take my mom's phone, drive to Clearwater Mall, drive to Pretoria, and only in Pretoria, download the CapCut app, and there, I'm going to have all the features available. They literally made it such that all Android devices in my location cannot access these features. That's what the Holy Spirit told me. I was like, yo, Labantu, are you that scared of me? What in the world is going on? Lingtaba hakana? To a point of, yeah, well, of course, you can do that kind of sabotage. You can do that kind of broad daylight criminality in hacking on an Android phone, but you cannot do that kind of broad daylight hacking on an iOS. So on my iOS, I still have the features available. But my thing is, so I'm not going to foster using my iPhone that even struggles with memory and exports much slower than my Android device to use your stupid filters. I realize that it is my prerogative to handle you. whether or not Steve Jobs got it right with the iOS operating system and the security features inside these Apple devices that are so hard, not strong, is irrelevant. Because if ByteDance doesn't want me, then bye, ByteDance. Literally, goodbye. If you don't want me, fine. I'm huge, do you understand? And I'm going to be one day. You see, Amaury Gershon, how it is that YouTube loves him so much that they're out to giving him all these perks to have 3-minute long shorts? Yeah, that's who I am. So for me to speak about editing on your platform is beneficial. For me to do my makeup on your platform is beneficial. You have lost a woman that one day is going to have platforms besotted with her. So YouCam Perfect is going to be flooded to because of me, in favor of their makeup because of what I do. Granted that I had to emigrate away from CapCut makeup to YouCam makeup, buy it premium, and then have these kinds of looks, given how popular I'm going to be. Remember, this is the value proposition on social media platforms. This is the value proposition on social media platforms. The more people you have watching you, okay, the more people are able to advertise on your platform. So given what I do, the quality of my content, and that I in and of myself am the aesthetic that is being offered in my content right next to the gospel, YouCam Perfect stands to be awarded a significant amount of subscribers on their application because of inspiration from my platform. My content has power to get 10,000 people making a decision to purchase the YouCam makeup app just to get the looks that I have. I am an advertising powerhouse. That's what I'm trying to explain. For video editor, do you understand? So whatever video editor that I am presently using in order for me to get out of this rut, and that I'm always mentioning I'm using, stands to be taken up by so very many other people. But CapCut, given that I'm going to be so prolific one day, people are going to be scared, trepidatious, to get used to things in your application, to get used to, what do you call this? Using filters in your app, using anything, lest based on a decision made by some criminal, you suddenly can't access a doll. You suddenly can't access cartoon. You suddenly can't access aged woman. You suddenly can't access big eye. You suddenly can't access anything. Literally, they have taken away all of the features and image on my Android device. They've taken away all the features and image on my Android device, and they've also taken away all the features in Roll. So even the pro features that I used to be able to click on and they don't apply. They basically said saying, even if you had the money to buy my app, I don't want you on my platform. Fine. I can't click on doll and it stick, on teenager and stick, kid stick. I can't click on, what do you call this, and it stick, on cartoon and it stick, on glam beauty and it stick. All those filters under Roll. All of them. Before it was just a cartoon. Now it's all of them. And then on image, I kid you not, guys, even the men, like the black man, the black woman, the white man, the Asian girl, guy and girl, the little girl and the little boy, I can't, I click on them and the same thing happens. Like what happens when I try to use the filter for cartoon. My face just gets big, but the filter doesn't catch. But guess what catches? It's like they're mocking me. There is a filter for a pig face and it's pro. That catches. So they're basically saying, Okolobe, this is the only thing that you can use. Hey, yes, like it is in a war, ne? You are making war with the saint of the living God. I believe I have already communicated to you before that the Lord showed me in one dream, me having 5.2 million subscribers. I got a dream of me having 5.2 million subscribers on my channel. So, like I said, the bigger you are, the more, what do you call this? The more sponsors are all up in your grill. The more YouTube loves you, the more YouTube RGB allowing you to share videos in the shorts feed that are 3 minutes long. The more you get proliferated like the IDF after Hamas infiltrated the kibbutz and the music festival. The bigger you get on YouTube, the more they RGB giving you like other perks. They verify your account. They do all these things. And when you are that prolific and that big, everybody's trying to sit with you. So whoever had my back in this season, understand they're going to juice the thing that I'm eventually going to become. YouCam Perfect gave me access to makeup, so they stand to be flooded to in favor of their app for makeup instead of CapCut. And now I am busy experimenting on the App Store. Yeah, Play, Leah. Well, just Play, not the iOS one, because my iOS device is a little bit slow. So I would like to expedite my edits and whatnot. I am playing around with multiple apps there to see how I can create for myself an image now, a cartoon. I want to create, never mind cartoon, but something animated. I want something to replace my animated segment because CapCut refused to let me use it. They took away my makeup look. They basically said, get off our app. Fine, I told you, ByteDance as a company is dying. So frankly, God wants me off it anyway. I do not care for you. TikTok, I'm not on the platform. I don't post there. And now it looks like I'm leaving CapCut as a video editor altogether. And those of you who are trying to smother and silence my, what do you call this thing? My animation, Ashem, animation we understand is expensive. They are to be asking you to buy credits just to create one little anime doll or Pixar version thing. It's ridiculous. As the years progress, it's gonna get cheaper and cheaper because servers are going to be able to take it more and more in their stride. And so regular Janes and Joes sitting in their backyards are going to be able to do Pixar level videos from start to finish that are an hour long, that on a scale are cheap, like the whole video. But right now, if you want to do animation that is at that height, you have to pay like for just 30 seconds of a video. You've got to pay like a ridiculous amount of money in order for you to do a 30-second long video. But the future is coming where it is that you're going to be able to get like a Toy Story type Pixar animation from start to finish for 319 rands per annum, like what it is that I paid for UCam Perfect. That day is coming. So basically, I'm looking forward to a future where it's not going to cost me an arm and a leg to animate. Right now, the most I can get is the cartoon filter that looks very close to Pixar on UCam Perfect. They are already yards above Power Director, yards above so many other of these apps. They've got far, like they're slaying on iOS, but I don't have an advanced version of an iPhone to successfully use UCam AI Enhance, and I'm bummed about that. It only costs 389 rands per annum to get Pixar level quality animation in one of their filters, and I'm bummed about not being able to do that. But now I am looking forward to essentially purchasing an iPhone one day. I told you, God showed me that I'm gonna get a new MacBook Pro. Now I'm also praying for an iPhone so I can upscale or level up my animation, right? But until such time that I can level up my animation to UCam and use that application for just about everything, well, not everything, they don't do more advanced edits like cutting and splicing and whatever, etc. I will always do that on another video editor like that is for that purpose. Like, you get my point. I'm leaving CapCut. I don't know what I'm going to replace it with for all the other edits, but all that I need, all the other softwares for are things like even UCam Perfect also captions, but I don't know how good their captions are in comparison to CapCut's captions. CapCut prides itself at how, hence it's called CapCut. The cap in CapCut stands for captions. So I don't know how good they are, but I do know that but I do have an application, VN video editor, that is on PC. The captions there are also free and they're pretty accurate. They're pretty much just like the ones on CapCut, right? So but in terms of things like sound effects like music, I can get that from another app. I'm not pedantic about maintaining the same sound, or if I am pedantic about maintaining the same sound, I can always extract audio and use the same background music on another application. That's easy to do. When it comes to this thing that's swinging on the side, what do you call this? Like text and the text design. There are plenty of animated text designs across multiple applications that can mimic what it is that I gain on CapCut PC. How Nanto a CapCut can give me that I can't find on another app is what I'm getting at. And right now they are forcing me to divorce myself from the application, even on PC, because of how they are persecuting the living daylights out of me on mobile. They started persecuting me on PC too, but they stopped. Why? Because you see, even on not Android, but on iOS, on Mac, there are such extreme checks and balances in comparison to Android, which is why I would implore anybody, if at all you're looking to buy a computer or an iPhone, for the sake of security, get an iOS, get a Mac, because they will have your back much better, and they will check and vet and verify much better than you ever can be checked, vetted, or verified on the Play Store or on Microsoft operating system. On my PC, they also did what they did to me on mobile by taking away all my features on the PC version, but within days I was recovered. I also found that happened as well on my iOS, my phone. They had tried to employ sabotage on there, but within a couple of days it recovered. So I don't know whether it is the checks and balances of Apple to protect their customers, or if it is the server that re-energizes iOS every day or whatever, that then resets the default application settings that are there for customers to utilize. But something about iOS they can't sabotage, such that they can only, basically what they do on iOS and on Mac operating system, it doesn't stick. Either they are scared to mess with Mac operating system lest they should get Mac police on them, or the server run at the end of every day just defaults, it fixes. And so they don't see it necessary to adjust over there. So if you don't want to be dealing with any of these random saboteurs across Africa, just buy an Apple phone and also buy a Mac. Even though it will set you back a handsome penny, I can see now why it's so expensive. It's just so much more protective of your human rights. But if an application wants to kick you out, like if somebody is sabotaging you on a platform, it's not even worth it that Apple is protecting you. It's not worth it that your iOS operating system is protecting you. And it's also not worth it that your Mac operating system is protecting you. Bottom line is, if they want to kick you out, let them do that. Leave them. Oscar Forster. I remember wanting to insist on using the doll feature that is available on my iOS device, the cartoon, even though I would have to export it in much smaller segments because of the fact that I'm struggling with memory on my iOS. I remember wanting to do that, but I was like, look, these people want me gone off their platform badly. They want me to not be able to use their application. So I am not going to run away to my iOS to edit over there. For what? Habang badly. And I'm way too good at goodbyes. I can force I can hear I can turn occult practitioners. I don't insist on somebody loving me when they don't want me. I can't make you love me when you don't. If you don't want me, then I don't want you either. I know my value, I know what I'm about, and I know what I am here to offer. Do you understand what I'm saying? I know what my future is, and I know how prolific I'm going to be. And I also know that anybody that presently is giving me a glass of cold water to drink is not going to lose their rewards. I know that God is going to bless Standard Bank, because it's the only bank in this country that kept my accounts open despite there being no money coming in and out in this season. So I know that God is going to bless Standard Bank for that reason. FNB closed my account after there was no money coming in there. Without warning, one day I had no account. Netbank also closed my account, even though I had been with them for years prior, with my salary coming into that account. Standard Bank was the only. Standard Bank has been the only bank that kept my account open in spite of there being dry patches of me having no money in there. And it was also the only bank that did not charge me ridiculous fees every month that put me in overdraft due to me having no money coming in. And for those reasons, the Lord showed me that He's going to bless that bank, that is Standard Bank. Look out for it in this country. It's going to tower above all the other banks in this land for that purpose. The other day, He told me, pray for Standard Bank because it's facing some kinds of challenges legally right now. And I did just that. The Bible says that if anybody gives a glass of cold water to drink to the least of my disciples, they will surely not lose their reward. And so Standard Bank did that for me. Now, that is in terms of bank. In terms of where it is that I edit, CapCut would have been blessed. ByteDance would have been blessed if they did not allow this level of crazy to happen against me on their platform. So I had to leave CapCut, and now I'm out here proliferating UCam. Initially, UCam was out here giving me grief. I lamented. They corrected the issue because whoever there was paid to do a strange thing to thwart my content. Bamu disciplinile. And now when I export from beginning to end, and there's no issue. It's seamless. So UCam is going to be blessed. I keep getting dreams and visions of UCam in it, listen, and I'll need like diamante around it, just glowing. However, it being taken out of a dustbin because somebody tried to throw it in there. Mara, yeah, I'm talking about dustbining. It was glistening with all different kinds of stones, shiny stones on it. Diamante, cubic zirconia, diamonds, whatever. Yeah, I had a dream of UCam looking like that. The Lord is going to bless it because it blessed saints. And because once an issue was raised with them and they discovered to do a strange thing, they disciplined that person and gave me back my freedoms. So when you've got a channel that is 5.2 million big and you out here advertising a particular video editor, you must understand that that video editor is going to grow in numbers. ByteDance is going to fizzle away, it's going to sizzle down. When America banned TikTok for 13 hours, CapCut literally closed the servers of their system to American content creators, causing them to lose some of the content that they had put on CapCut in order to deal with America. If you don't want us, we won't let your people edit on our content. So they are out here whammying fellow Americans that were trying to advocate for them to stay on the platform by closing them off from the app to edit on it because they are out here trying to use them as a pinata, a bat on the pinata. That is the American government. They essentially harassed consumers to get their government to do something else that they wanted to do. That is the below the belt behavior of ByteDance. They hurt their own content creators, their own customers, in order to make America do what they wanted them to do. If at all the US maintained silencing of TikTok, if they had removed it, I spoke about that yesterday, if they had maintained it for more than 13 hours, you must understand that ByteDance could not afford to remove American editors, content creators, video makers from their application. They could not afford to do that because it is independent of TikTok. I edit videos on CapCut, yet I don't post on TikTok. It makes money. People buy it pro. So it is an independent money generator. And yet they shut people out of an independent money generator because they took away Americans from the platform that is TikTok. That is a company that is playing dirty with people and that has no care and no regard for its customers. No regard. They could not afford, even if America had gone dead permanently on TikTok, they could not afford to remove server permissions and access to, therefore, the application that is CapCut from Americans because, like I said, independent money maker, and they needed it. It was a revenue source, but they leveraged it to cajole America to reopen that. When you play that dirty, you gotta go. You gotta go when you have no regard for your customers, when you're willing to slap your customers in order to get to your sponsors, when you want to slap your customers in order to get to your suppliers, you ought lose your suppliers. And the thing that CapCut is doing to me today, I might be getting nowhere, okay? I might be getting viewed by no one, we get it. But understand, I'm one day going to be huge and prolific, and the thing that I am is going to create so much trepidation in people to use your platform that they're going to leave it alone just in case you target them too. I'm not the only one that you're enduring to this level of crazy. ByteDance, I'm not the only person. Already, what you did in switching off CapCut when TikTok was switched off for 13 hours has already gotten some content creators deeply considering finding another application on which to edit. Because if you're so unstable so as to delete all of their content on your application that they have already edited, worked hours in editing, you know how long it takes to edit a video. It can take you a whole entire day, 2 days, 3 days, just editing a 15-minute video. And when you lose all that work, that instability, how you're just throwing your toys out the cart, huffing and puffing and blowing the house down like the big bad wolf, your temperamentalism that makes it impossible for people to maintain a seamless editing process because you're fighting with the American government. It's going to cause some people to be like, you know what, I might be used to this particular platform where I edit, but it's too unstable. I'm going to go and teach myself another user interface. I'm going to go teach myself how to use Power Director. I'm going to teach myself how to use Vidma. In short, they're going to emigrate people over to other video editors just because they're more stable, just because they don't harass people by taking away features. That's what ByteDance does in order to basically handle certain content creators is going to achieve. And also, that's what their little taking away of all the feature of basically the whole entire server was shut on CapCut mobile for the hours that TikTok was gone. And it took away from content creators their content. When you can do that, when your customers have nothing to do with it, you are going to get a counter reaction by content creators where it is that they will now contingency plan later on in the future to not have to need you anymore. Look at me, contingency planning to not have to need CapCut. I got used to it. I've been editing on it for years. I am literally scouring the internet for alternative video editors. I have been in the Google Play Store for days, exhausted, weary, unsure of myself as to where to go, move left, right, up, down, spin on the spot. What shall I do? What shall I do? Not being satisfied because I'm used to one user interface. I'm used to this CapCut that I've been using for years. I'm fast on it now. But if it's going to do this to me, I'm sorry. I thought to use the bug-eyed lady to create my cartoon, but tomorrow, as soon as I post that online and they realize it's one of their filters, that too is going to be gone. But you see, you don't care to lose me. You don't. But you certainly do care to lose someone that's got 5.2 million subscribers, don't you? You certainly do care to lose somebody that has got 4 million subscribers, 500,000 subscribers. You care to lose content creators that are putting stuff online that are not sabotaged. But you see, you are unstable even to them because look at what you did overnight when CapCut was removed from the platforms of America for 13 hours. When TikTok, you harassed American content creators that use CapCut to edit. You harassed American content creators that use CapCut to edit too. I'm not the only person suffering from this crazy company and its weird decisions. So seeing as CapCut took away from me all that which I need on that app, and all I can do now is basically collate my videos and export. Like CapCut has made sure that all I can do on it, CapCut Mobile, it's made sure that all I can do is add my little 3-minute videos together, put them together and export. That's all that it's given me options to do. I can do no other edits on there. It's no longer, therefore, a video editor. It's no longer a video editor on that day. There are so many other video editors that can do the same thing. Like Beauty Plus can collate videos, export for free without the watermark. And that's another thing. Beauty Plus exports without the watermark. Whereas with CapCut, there's a small little watermark that you see on the top left that I didn't mind. I said that it looked like a ribbon the other day. I didn't mind it. But on Beauty Plus, if I want to collate my content and also increase the volume to the nth degree, it'll export without a watermark. So, I mean, I don't understand. What is with the arrogance? I literally do not get what is with the arrogance. I don't need you. You need me. And one of these days, you're going to learn that you made a bad mistake where I'm concerned. But you see, if ByteDance is not responsible for just ubiquitously hurting me like this, ByteDance hurt all of American content creators that are on CapCut. But this here thing that's happening with me may very potentially be the responsibility of one employee at ByteDance. Well, honeybee, whoever you is, comprehend this. Nemamela, listen. Put your ear in the ground. Your company is about to lose one of the most prolific servants of the living God, protagonists against the kingdom of darkness, and content creators in all of her creativity in this generation of ours. I am going to be prolific, and ByteDance will have had a history of having done this to me in the spirit of sabotage. Those of you who are mutineers against me are going to, long story short, live to regret it. I don't need your platform, CapCut, you're arrogant. Only go and scroll down Play Store and see how many apps I can use to replace you. And also only go and scroll down the Apple Store and see how many apps I can use to replace you. You think you're the only ones. You think that I have no options, and you also are leaning on the fact that I have no money. With no money, with limited resources, I nonetheless have got makeup now, don't I? Because God always avails for me an avenue to escape a persecution. Modimo mfile tšhelete for a season. And look at me now. I've got makeup, and even if I was using free makeup applications, y'all are so naive. Oh my goodness, you're so naive. You're so naive. You're so naive. A Beauty Plus has better makeup than CapCut, like proper, for free, without a watermark. Like, I can't say that enough. This thing with the watermark, I have to just keep putting it out there. There are so many makeup apps that award you an ability to post as long duration a video as you want that add makeup. Video editors right next to also cameras that record with makeup on. Beauty Plus enables you to record with makeup on. YouCam makeup on iOS is so good that if you have it and all you want is makeup, you wouldn't even have to use the makeup video editor. And yet CapCut is arrogantly harassing people with their makeup that keeps on falling off. Eyebrows that they don't even stay on your face. Eyelashes that are just be found on your breast 1 minute. The makeup on YouCam Plus, YouCam video, is more stable in the recording mode on iOS than makeup that is applied in the video editor, which ought to be a lot more stable of CapCut. I don't understand what is with the arrogance, but you're arrogant. So first, you harassed me on makeup when it's available for free across the board, but I still went and bought a premium plan on YouCam makeup. Now you're harassing me over cartoon. It's on. All I'm gonna say right now is that it's on. I can't export that cartoon avatar. I cannot. On YouCam iOS, because my iOS phone, my iPhone is old. It's a geezer and it has limited memory, and so the processing cannot handle it. I don't need to buy an iPhone 16 Pro. I don't need an iPhone 13. I don't need that. I just need my innovation. I've been scouring the internet for applications, the Play Store, that'll enable me to create my own cartoon. And when I'm done, you're not going to be able to take that away. Because it is my own making. It's my own fashioned making. It's fluid, it's ever-changing. It's not the same across my videos. However many parts I have, it'll be different. But it's certainly going to be animated. So essentially, John 15 is at play here. Christ is cutting me through all of your persecution. But after cutting me, I do nothing but bear more fruit. I am about to bear more fruit from the cutting that you endured me through. Because Christ is the one that put me through it. So it's on. The cartoon filter, I loved it for a year. I used it, animated for Jesus, but she's gone now. She's in a casket. She's buried. She's dead. I'm sorry. I feel bad because, you got to fall in love with her. But now out of those ashes is going to rise a cartoon animated character of my own design, until such time that the future can arrive where it's not going to cost you 10,000 rands to animate a 1 hour long video. On that day, then I can sit back, recline my chair, and just click, filter, select, and export, and the whole video are coming out like a Pixar movie. The day's gonna come when I'm able to do that. If anything, in a year I could be able to do that on YouCam, perfect, because somehow miraculously the Lord has enabled me to get an iPhone that is more advanced. But before then, watch me innovate my own cartoon. It's going to happen. Ain't nobody gonna bury in the ground. The talent that I have in my animated space, you're not taking that away. You already messed with my exercise. You created a glitch in the matrix over there. You caused me to, for months, not work out. It's not dead. It's coming back to that workout of mine, especially considering my iPhone is back. But you made me sit around sedentary for months, and it didn't even make me gain weight. So I get to but understand this much. All that which you took away, it's coming back with fever, with fangs, with fur, and with hair. It's coming back with new teeth. It's coming back with false eyelashes. It's coming back with a face beat. Understand, what you took away is coming back beefier. I am going to make upgrades to my ministry. I already have, but I'm going to make upgrades to my animation that are going to throw you off a chair. You're not going to know whether you're coming or going. And so the evidence of the fact that you're sabotaging me is going to be stark. And more so then is YouTube going to be peeved when they discover that a content creator like mine with such high quality content is unable to make them ad revenue. All I'm going to do is ramp up my skills, Wankudra. I am going to ramp up my game until whoever is sitting on my chest up at YouTube, you are going to lose your jobs and you're going to get arrested. The woman that RJ keeps on taking away my advanced features, I got a dream of her. And just like the guy in America, why did you take away my advanced features? Yes, like it. You are involved in something worthless.